We start today's show on a more somber note as the world is in a state of limbo with things shutting down and slowing down and not in a good way. We've been told that Australia will soon join the rest of the world in complete lockdown and self-imposed isolation in order to get everything under control. And we should all endeavour to do everything we can to make this a very smooth transition through this crisis, as smooth as possible anyway. I want to remind people that this too shall pass. Every single thing does. So just let's examine how we can help each other make this experience less horrendous than it already is. I'm going to do my part by staying in as much as needed and keep the panic buying to a minimum, and I actually encourage you to do the same. But I'll also keep you informed and entertained and sprinkle your lives with more information than just of coronavirus. So today we're talking skincare with leading Melbourne dermatologist, Dr. Alice Rudd, because no matter what stage of womanhood you're in, we're always in search of better skin. From acne solutions in our younger years, although some women suffer quite severe adult acne in older years, to Botox, to lasers, chemical pills, and everything in between. Everything that could help our skin look the very best as we age. Dr. Alice Rudd is a leading Melbourne dermatologist, and she specialises in adult acne and other skincare treatments, and she has kindly decided to divulge industry secrets and answer all the questions, because some of you have submitted quite a few questions on skin. And later on in the show, she shows us her choice of best skincare products and beauty products to spend your money on and incorporate into your routine when you're trying to get the best skin possible. So stay tuned, don't go away, maybe even grab a snack as you join us for this interesting conversation. So, well, I hope you enjoy and see what it takes to... Hello, Dr. Alice Rudd, and thank you so much for being here, because I know in the world of coronavirus, we're not even allowed to be out of our homes.
I think we're 1.5 metres apart. So
social distancing at its best. So, no, but seriously, thank you so much for coming in. From all our conversations, you're a very versed human when it comes to skincare and all that. So I'm really happy that you've decided to spend the afternoon with us talking skincare. So let's start with cleansing. So we all know that it's very important to cleanse skin, but my question is more about the gadgets that people use. So now there's the Foreos and those little round scrubby things that are recommended that you use on your face. So are they all fads, or do we really need to add that into our cleansing routine?
I think the problem is that people over-cleanse quite a lot as it is, and I think these machines and these devices have encouraged that over-cleansing mentality.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of these machines being advised to be used twice daily, whereas most people don't really need to even cleanse their skin twice daily, let alone with a device. Okay. And my concern is that they can irritate sensitive or skin that's got a disrupted barrier. So using those kind of devices will further impair that barrier. So as a general rule, I tell my patients not to use those things, perhaps with the exception of someone with very oily skin who might need a little bit of exfoliation, but generally I would try to get them to avoid them. Okay, so cleanser, your hands, warm water. Perfect.
Cloth. All right, this is really, I didn't think so, but they're so fatty that sometimes you actually have to have an expert tell you if there's any... okay, so cleansing's important, but not so much the gadgets. Okay, next layer of skincare obviously is sunscreen, and a very important one. So what are we looking for when we are looking for a good sunscreen?
Well, the best sunscreen is a sunscreen that you'll actually use.
Right, that's true.
So to your point earlier, I think
Exactly.
you need to be able to find one that you actually like using, because then you will use it and you'll get the benefit of it.
That's right.
But there are basically two types of sunscreens, and there's a physical blocking sunscreen, which we traditionally know as zinc or titanium, and then there are chemical blocking sunscreens or chemical absorbing sunscreens. So it doesn't really matter which one you use, but the physical blocking sunscreens tend to work better as a sunscreen because they deflect the sunlight from your skin, so it isn't allowed to get in and cause any damage.
That's
the
right.
problem is that they are zinc and titanium based, and traditionally
yes.
these have been not that nice to use.
Exactly, no, and especially for people of colour, because you can always see the white film. But I have to tell you that when you use those sort of sunscreens, you actually feel more protected after a day in the sun, but you don't look that great. So that's always been my trepidation.
They do have micro-ionized formulas now, so they should be nicer to use. And if you do have that problem when you have dark skin, there is an ingredient called ferrous oxide, which they can actually put in to take that talky look away from the sunscreen. So there are some sunscreens that are physical blocking that people with skin of colour can use.
What about like the sunscreen that's already like in your foundations? No?
Yeah, my patients tell me all the time, I've used sunscreen in my makeup.
That's me.
It's not enough.
That's literally, I have to confess really badly. I actually just have always depended on in my MAC makeup. No, I need more.
You need more because you're not getting full coverage and you're not covering everything necessarily.
Okay,
so you need
good
a
to know.
sunscreen and a makeup.
Okay, let's talk about, one more thing on sunscreen. When we say SPF 15, how high, SPF 30, SPF 50, how high do we need to go? Or how is it necessary? Can I use an SPF 15 and be okay? Or do I really need to go for an SPF 50?
It's the higher the better, because to get the actual SPF of a sunscreen, you actually have to apply quite a thick layer. So the clinical trials in sunscreen actually suggested you need to use 1 or 2 millimetres thick of sunscreen to get that SPF. Now, nobody uses that.
No.
Right? So if you're using half of that in an SPF 15, you're probably only getting a 7.5. So if you use half of the required amount in an SPF 50, you might be getting 25.
Okay.
So it's all about the coverage. So my recommendation would be the higher the better.
The higher the better. Okay. All right. So especially for somebody that works in a particular, like with women with adult acne and hormonal acne, let's talk active ingredients, because now we've cleansing, sunscreen, so now the active ingredients in our skincare. So let's start with somebody that's suffering from, let's say, adult acne, or what are the ingredients that we should look for in our products?
I guess adult acne doesn't differ a lot from childhood acne, but the main thing you have to look at is why you've got the adult acne for starters. So once you've eliminated, you don't have any underlying hormonal issues, etc., then you can get on and treat. My 3 favourite ingredients, and I always like to talk active ingredients over products really with my patients, because everyone's got different budgets and different social circumstances, but the 3 main ingredients are the beta hydroxy acid, so salicylic acid, and you want a decent concentration of that, more than 2% if you can.
Okay, because I told her I had like a 2% one from the drugstore, and she showed me a better one, which we'll talk about in the next segment.
Some is better than none.
Okay.
And the way that salicylic acid works is that actually can get past the top layer of your skin and into where your grease glands are, so actually into your pores. And there's not that many active ingredients that can actually do that, to get that into that depth of the skin. And they serve to degrease and de-oil the skin, and that sort of helps with congestion and blackheads and oil production.
Okay, I actually have to say that's very true, because every single time I use salicylic acid, I feel that it's the one ingredient that I feel really penetrates the skin. So it's great to hear you validate that. Okay, and any other products for?
Well, I love retinol for everything.
That's right.
Particularly for acne, it works very well. It helps the turnover of the skin, so that congested, greasy, dry skin doesn't get clogged into your pores. So we think it probably helps with prevention of acne. But obviously in adult females, we just have to be careful of the time of life where you might be wanting to have children. So we wouldn't recommend use at this time in pregnancy, but probably safe to use until you know.
What is the difference between a retinoid and a retinol?
There's a big difference.
Oh,
so retinoid.
Are they the same product anyway, or because I'm not sure.
The basic premises of vitamin A generally, right, and most people call it retinol, is that there is an active ingredient called retinoic acid. That's what gets into your skin and changes your skin.
Okay.
All of these products that have retinol, retinaldehyde, retinol palmitate, there's a whole bunch of code names for retinol, are all the precursors to the retinoic acid, which is what actually changes in the skin. So most products you buy over the counter will have some form of precursor vitamin A that then needs to get converted in your skin to an active form. You can get prescription retinol, which is just retinoic acid, and that's just the active form delivered to your skin. So it doesn't matter really which retinol, retinaldehyde you have. It's just about getting something that will then break down to retinoic acid in your skin.
Okay, so much information.
Sorry.
Okay, glycolic acid quickly, because we have quite a few questions here. What about glycolic acid?
I'm not a big fan of glycolic. It doesn't do anything for acne because it doesn't get absorbed into the grease gland. It's very superficial. So
what does it actually do?
It exfoliates the skin. But often
exfoliates the skin. Okay. All right. So let's just move a bit from active ingredients to things that can actually help. Not things, procedures, like really non-invasive, although I feel like some of the procedures are now getting more invasive. So if I actually wanted to stop aging, not stop aging, or, defer the signs of aging, so things like fine lines, sagging skin, microneedling, will that help me achieve some of that?
I think if you want to look better and you want to keep looking young, then you need a combination of things that includes your skincare treatments and lifestyle measures. So I don't think one thing in isolation works well. But any treatment that you can do that boosts collagen will make you look younger, because that's what we lose as we age. That's why we get wrinkles, is because we lose the collagen. And that's an age thing and also a sun-related thing. Both of those things will break down collagen. So microneedling is just a form of collagen production. It produces tiny little injuries to your skin. The skin repairs itself, and in the process of repairing itself, it creates more collagen, which will make you look younger.
That's right, but you have to keep redoing.
Of course, because you're not going to stop aging. The more as you continue to age, you need more treatments to keep up with that.
All right, the other thing I wanted to say is that for sagging skin, someone like me, I think my biggest issue of what I feel mostly is sagging skin. Not wrinkles, I don't really care, but sagging skin because I have a round face and I feel it's all coming down. So do you think there's anything that could help me keep it up without actually, it's quite in the influencer space at the moment. It's all those skin tightening procedures, basically. Thermage, I think it's called, the diamond facial. There's a few names for the same thing, just to diversify. But do you think that could help with that kind of situation?
It really again depends on what your facial structure is like. If your face is falling down because you've lost your cheekbones and you've lost bony structure and you've lost volume in your face, then you'd be looking at things like dermal fillers. If your skin is sagging because your skin texture isn't good and the skin is thin, then yes, treatments like Thermage will tighten the skin and give you a lift. There are some people who are so severely drooping that they'll need a facelift. So it really depends a lot on your type of skin.
Okay. All right. And then not one more thing. I have so much I don't even know. We don't have enough time to go through everything I have. I have pages and pages of questions. Okay. So let's talk quickly. Morning and evening routine. There's like this whole thing about layering about 7 to 8 products morning and night on your skin. I'm no dermatologist, but I think that is pretty excessive. But again, I would like to hear some advice from somebody that actually deals in that kind of stuff. Layering all those, how many products do we need to put on our face?
Not that many.
Not that.
The more you put on, yes, you're right, the more likely it is that they won't actually be absorbed. So you could be spending a lot of money on them.
I think people just like playing with their face.
Doing anything. So you're better off to get some advice about what the products are that are right for your skin, so that you can actually get a change. And there's an order in which they should be applied. So for example,
can you quickly touch on the order of how things?
It depends on what you're using, but certainly things like hydroxy acids or beta hydroxy acids should be applied before you put on something like a retinol.
What is a beta hydroxy?
So that's the salicylic acid.
Okay,
for example.
that's right. Okay.
So that should be applied before things like a retinol, because if you do it the other way around, you're actually not going to get that great an absorption.
That's right. So I actually use a salicylic acid as a cleanser kind of thing. So because I like the clean feeling it gives me without stripping. And then after that, then you can apply the active things you want. Okay, I see how that works. Yeah. We wash your face, there was silic salicylic acid, salicylic acid.
Yeah.
And then we put the retinol. And where does the sunscreen actually come in?
Well, that's a morning product, so you should always use retinol at night.
Okay.
And you should wash that off with water in the morning, and then your sunscreen goes as your last product in the morning.
Last one, so it's like...
Because you want it to be closest to the sun.
Okay.
You know, when the sun's coming at your skin, you don't want it to be beneath 3 other layers of other skincare. It's not going to be able to do its job effectively.
Perfect. Okay. And some quick fire questions. Do you remove your makeup before you work out? How important is that?
I don't think that's really that essential. I think if you wash your skin after you've had a workout, that's probably more important.
So sweat spot usually is because of after you're not washing. Okay,
it's left on the skin.
Left on the skin. Okay, coffee and alcohol. Any correlation with aging?
Coffee with sugar, yes. And alcohol, definitely yes, because basically sugar's the devil when it comes to skin. It breaks down your collagen. So we actually know that it produces what are called glycation end products, which are basically little proteins that stop your collagen from forming.
Oh.
So actually we know that sugar is very bad for aging.
Stay off the sugar. Okay, so does drinking a lot of water help to keep your skin dewy?
It's a bit of a myth.
I think so too. How can you correlate that?
It doesn't really
Okay,
get to the
I didn't, but it's still good to drink water.
Of course, for other bodily functions,
but
yes.
not really for your
not
skin.
necessarily for your skin.
I know, I love it when Ellen McPherson is like, drink water, sleep, and what's the other thing? I'm like, please.
Oh, sleep's good. Sleep's good, definitely.
The
But
sleep,
the water.
I
It's
know,
more the
but
sleep than the water.
More the sleep than the water. Okay, and also this one came up a few times. Taking supplements for better skin. Any truth to that?
Only if you have a deficiency in something. So some people who have low B12, iron, etc., and zinc may need a supplementation if they are deficient in it. But there isn't really a lot of evidence to suggest that other supplements help. I've seen a lot of stuff about marine collagen at the moment, or collagen powders, and the research is still out. There may be some benefit from marine collagen. And there's one product out, Proplenish, those little granule sachets that you can put in a smoothie.
No.
So look, I think if you're going to take one, you take a marine collagen one, but no one can tell us 100% at this point that it's actually going to do anything for the skin.
Okay.
But the studies are being done.
Is there a procedure that you offer at your clinic that you will recommend that people kind of get maybe once a year or in their skincare? Or add to their skincare?
Yeah, I guess it depends totally on what your skin problems are, but a lot of people will come to my clinic for laser once a year, specifically if they have redness or pigmentation in their skin and they want rejuvenation. That's a thing that we often do in the middle of winter as a little maintenance treatment.
That's right.
And that sort of treats a lot of different things, different colours in the skin if there's problems with that, plus rejuvenating. And if they don't have those issues, then we would probably suggest something like microneedling, which will give them that rejuvenation, and yearly would be fine for that once you've done a course of treatment.
Okay, and just one last thing, microneedling for people with colour, for example, how is that? Because I feel like we suffer a lot with pigmentation, and as much as I really want to have that done, I'm really worried that I'll be just full of black spots.
It's a really valid concern, and we know that laser, which is based on heat, can definitely cause more pigmentation in people of skin of colour, but microneedling is very safe. It's in fact the best thing we've ever had for people with skin of colour. It's very, very safe.
Mark my words. Next time you see me on set, new skin, because I'm going to, since you've said that, I've been wanting to do that so much, but I will definitely try. Thank you so much for staying with us to talk through some products, and I encourage you guys not to go away. We'll talk to skincare products to care for your skin, and we have budget options and expensive options, so we've got you all covered. Stay tuned, don't go away. All right, welcome back. We're talking through Dr. Alice's Rudd skincare recommendations, and also I've brought in some of my products because they're actually, I'm one of those people that I get sent a lot of products, and I also get sucked into advertising. So it's good to actually have like a doctor here that can help me decipher what's hype and what I really need to keep. So let's start again with sunscreen because I like to do things in layers. So your recommendation is that La Roche-Posay. I can't ever pronounce it. I'm not even gonna pretend. So that's your, I have to say this particular product is very, very popular. I've heard really really good things about it. I don't know. When I start using sunscreen, I feel really bad saying this, but I have purchased that to use. It's just that I don't ever, it's not in my habit.
You don't actually use it.
I don't actually use it, but I've had really, really good things. So now I'm going, how long do they last? Because I've had it for a year.
Yeah, they do have an expiry date, particularly if they've been in the sun.
But if they're in my cupboard.
Yeah, it's fine in your cupboard.
But they normally do, if you've taken them out in the sun somewhere, they have an expiry date.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I really like this product because I think you're right. Sunscreens are notoriously very difficult to use and there aren't that many nice ones around. So I think this has been one of the best ones that we've had in the recent years because it is quite nice to use. It is quite light.
Yeah.
And this particular one, the anti-shine, would be good for someone who's got oily skin like
I
yourself.
have...
Like it doesn't create that filmy glow sort of thing that you get particularly towards the end of the day. So I think it's quite good. And the best part about it is that it is 50 plus and UVA and UVB. And a lot of sunscreens, particularly Australian sunscreens, don't have a UVA rating. So that's why I think for anti-aging purposes as well as sunburn purposes, it's really good.
Can you just clarify the UVA versus UVB? What's the difference between UVA and B?
UVB only goes to the top layer of your skin. That's what burns your skin, and that's what the SPF is for. So when you get an SPF of 50, that protects you 50 times your ability to go out in the sun naturally without sunscreen from UVB.
UVB, okay, but it does burn.
Exactly.
Now
UVA is what causes pigmentation,
aging,
melanomas,
the insidious
aging,
one.
Exactly,
Okay.
that gets deeper.
Okay.
And that doesn't have an SPF rating, so SPF's only for UVB, but it has a star rating. But we don't actually have that star rating in Australia, only in Europe. So you can't really tell if Australian sunscreens have that.
Okay.
So
good point. So UVA, UVB, UVB is the burn, UVA is the aging, pigmentation. Very good, Dr. Alice. We're learning as we go. Okay, my next thing I love is vitamin C and the brand The Ordinary, because let's just face it, it's good on the hip pocket. But you say vitamin C it's dangerous because it doesn't...
Well, vitamin C is not necessarily dangerous, but it's not often very active. It needs to be used in a powder form, pretty much then straight onto the skin.
And I brought this product out.
It doesn't do anything, but people love vitamin C because it gives them a glow, it helps with pigmentation, and it helps a little bit with collagen.
I have to say this product is worth the rave, but you open it, you have to use it straight away. That's why if you have a vitamin C product, so very true. This is from experience. If you have a vitamin, they go orange, so I'm assuming that's oxidizing, and then. But doesn't that go for all products? Do they
specifically vitamin C?
Specifically vitamin C, but does everything lose some activation once they're opened on just vitamin?
The right preservatives and the right ingredients, it should be fine.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is hyaluronic acid. Yes.
Yeah.
2%. What can you tell me about that?
So hyaluronic is the feel-good moisturiser. So hyaluronic acid is a natural building block of our skin, and as soon as you put it on, your skin feels plump because it attracts water into your skin and hydrates your skin.
Does it attract water from outside or from within your skin?
From within your skin.
From within your skin, okay.
And so it will plump your skin temporarily.
Okay.
So all these 8-hour anti-wrinkle, creams, they just have lots of hyaluronic. Your skin looks amazing a few hours later, but it doesn't do anything long-term to the effect of your skin.
Okay, so
if you want the instant glow and you want instant plump, that's fine, but it actually isn't changing your skin in any way. So I'm not a big fan of hyaluronic in the anti-aging sphere. I think it's nice, it's gentle on the skin, but I don't think it really has a long-term effect.
Okay, so you're all about the real stuff.
Yeah.
You love this product. Could you talk about it?
So this is a product actually from Spain, Cantabria Labs, and this particular product is Bioretix Duo. So this has retinol and a little bit of salicylic in it, and this is a really good product for people who've got acne at any age group, but particularly women. It's a gel formulation, so it's not sort of creamy, and sometimes serums can be a little bit sticky on the skin when you've got acne, so this gel just really sinks in. And as a one product, for a pretty good price point, I think it works pretty well for people, because I think people have got such complicated lives to have one product that's got a few things in it that you know is going to work.
You've converted me on that. Like, not only am I going to link all this product to the website underneath this piece of content, but I am definitely going to try that because I haven't tried it. Okay, and the other thing is this product rationale. I've personally used it. It's pretty pricey, and I specifically used to go to a dermatologist just so I can get the free sachets of it, because back in the day, your sister could not afford any, but it is super, super, super good. They don't give samples of that product away anymore. So why do you think it's so
It's just
fantastic?
based on active ingredients. You know, it's not dissimilar to the Ordinary range, which is also based on the active ingredients. They're exactly the same active ingredients. It's just that Rationale has, you know, they add extra things into it that do more for your skin, and it feels a more luxurious product. But it is a very big price point, and not a lot of people can afford it. But it's based on the quality of the active ingredients.
Quality of the, so because I have to say, some of these products I use at night. The Ordinary, I use at night just because I don't have to put up any makeup on top of it, and like by the morning my skin does feel and look better. But I would not use them during the day because I don't feel they absorb. They just sit on top of my face.
And that's the price that you pay for them.
Okay, so that's why you want to pay.
It depends on your budget.
So if you're like on a tight budget, use it at night and use an expensive product during the day. Okay, and this is the cheap, I don't want to say cheap, this is the less than expensive version of I can't even say it, salicylic acid. I think it's less than 2%. If you want something super active, you have to go to for products that have about 6% in them. Do you have a product there, or we're discussing about?
Well, there's lots of different products that have that concentration, and I guess it just depends. You might need to build your skin up to a 6%, you may only need 2% initially, and then you may need to build it up. So I guess it just depends a little bit on what you're currently using and what your skin needs.
Okay, and just as the last thing, this Estee Lauder product is apparently flies off the shelf, one sold every second, 1 minute, and nobody really knows what's in it. So, do you?
I don't, and I find that's the biggest problem. Whenever I pick up a new product, I will always look for what the active ingredient is, because then I will know what that will do in somebody's skin. I can't see the active ingredients, and that's a concern for me.
But yeah, it works. But I guess
it'll have hyaluronic acid in it for sure.
For sure, I don't know if it does anything, but great product.
Comment, don't know.
She can't comment.
I come and give me the product list, the ingredient list. I can make more comments.
And me too. Well, thank you so very much. This has been so insightful, and I hope we can have you back talking more skincare, more products, more procedures. It was lovely having you, Dr. Alice.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. What a fabulous show we had on today with Dr. Alice Rudd. Tune in next week when we talk to Belinda Agnew, the boss babe in charge of Focus Recruitment, talking everything recruitment. It'll sure be another fun one. So till next time we talk shop. Bye. So, well, I hope you enjoy and see what it takes to